Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm here to do a persuasive speech on unpaid internships and why they should be abolished. So, here are my audience members. This is Erin, this is Jessica, Paige, Victoria, and Hannah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. So, you all have had a job before. You guys know the one I'm talking about. The one where you have to wear business attire clothing, the one where you have to be there at 9 a.m. sharp, sometimes even earlier, the one you spent months and months trying to obtain, and you're so happy when you finally get it, but there's one catch. It's not actually a real job, and it's just actually an internship, and it's not paid. Internships are a great stepping stone to prepare us for the real world, but we also need money, and unpaid internships are sometimes comparable to slavery. Dashing out to get boss's coffee or their dry cleaning, finishing up ridiculous tasks like finishing 500 plush gorillas at a Toys R Us in Times Square, because yes, I actually did that this summer. My working long hours to finish a presentation on what you learned this summer, when mostly what you did was run around like a crazy person trying to get a lot of stuff done with little direction and no assistant. But internships are also great because they help us build skills and experience for your career opportunity. In this day and age, you need real work experience to be considered for most jobs. But unfortunately, most internships are unpaid, which makes it very hard for most of us to get that necessary experience. I'm here to tell you why you should sign this petition to abolish unpaid internships, because they are detrimental to our future, our wallets, and sometimes even our sanity. As stated in an article called from the Liberty Project, when it comes to unpaid internships, the list of negatives is a mile long, and I'm here to tell you just some of those negatives. The main problem with unpaid internships is the un in front of the word paid. As college students, we need a source of income, and our best chance to make money is over the summer for the upcoming school year. But that is also the time when the vast majority of unpaid internships are available. So, to go for 4 months without working for 8 hours a day and to get zero compensation for that means you'll have nothing to live on once classes start. Not only is it a disadvantage to come out of the summer with no compensation for your work, but it also puts you at a disadvantage for further job searching out of college. Unpaid internships really only benefit the people who can afford to work for free, while many of us students are not as lucky. So for people who take these jobs are usually only supported by their parents. Many students do come from homes where their parents can't subsidize living expenses for several months, in addition to a full year of tuition plus their college expenses. Some students are fortunate enough to find unpaid internships in their hometown and can live at home, but many can only find internships in other major metro areas. As stated in an article by the Liberty article, this isn't just a matter of millennials complaining about other job prospects. Unpaid internships create a barrier that entry fosters and feeds wealth and inequality around the country. Unpaid internships cater to those who can afford to take them and leave the rest out with no regard for who is actually qualified. Unfortunately, this creates a downward spiral, and if an internship is unpaid and a student can't afford to take it because of their financial situation, that puts him and her are at a disadvantage for getting an entry-level job after college, thus also hindering their career later on as well. Unpaid internships don't just hurt our bank accounts, but they hurt our future career as well. It's like a domino effect. Unpaid internships equals no money, which equals not taking the internship, and that also equates to missing out on opportunities that we otherwise should have been able to take given the chance. Without these internships, it's harder to get entry-level jobs, and by extension, it's harder to advance your career. The vicious cycle is enough to drive a young person mad. And speaking of driving someone mad, have you ever had an unpaid internship? The labor and tasks that they ask of you can be very, very crazy. If the fact of it being unpaid is not enough to take away your sanity, the tasks of what they ask of you will. Interns are often asked to do the grunt work, and that's to be expected. But unpaid interns are a whole nother level because they're seen as free labor, literally. Many companies see them as laborers and less valuable to make them do more ridiculous tasks like sharpening pencils, washing bathroom floors, hauling heavy bags around New York City, or loading 20 cases of umbrellas on a truck. Why? Honestly, I don't know. But in this case, it's not right, and most of the time it's not even legal. The FLSA is making laws to change the way unpaid internships are working and how companies can mold their internship programs. but they are loosely regulated and oftentimes easy to get around. According to FLSA regulations, per the Rochester Business Journal, interns are not typically considered employees, and if they're not typically employees, they do not need to receive payment for their work. How can you be sure if interns are not considered employees? An analysis called the primary beneficiary test can determine it. And this test assesses multiple things, like if the intern understands that there will be no compensation, if the internship is similar to what training would be given in an educational environment, if the intern work completes and not displace the work of other paid employees, and as well as other assessments. This test is not often regulated, but needs to be because it would force companies to properly classify and also compensate the internships. Not only do unpaid internships take away the summer opportunities that could grow one's future career and even help their bank account, but also sometimes the work is too much for them to handle. For example, one intern at Harper's Bazaar felt so overworked and overused at her unpaid internship, she sued the company, but the judge ultimately ruled against her. Internships are a rite of passage for most people, depending on the field you're going into, but unpaid internships shouldn't be the passage that you have to take. They take away your chance to make money for the summer, they take away your chance for opportunities for further careers, and they also are sometimes so overwhelmingly demanding. By signing this petition today, you can help abolish unpaid internships so that you would never have to endure this unpaid internships again. I'll end with a quote from Vince Vaughn from The Internship, because I seem that that's fitting today. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you lift your head up and take a breath, there's great possibilities up there. The end.